The music industry has been one of the hardest hit of any during the COVID pandemic. With venues shut and festivals cancelled, crews, engineers and technicians have had no work. Many have been forced to leave the industry and take other jobs just to pay the bills. To try to help, some of the country's finest drummers, led by Don Powell from Slade, have recorded a single. Ben Sidwell reports.
Banging the drum in support of those in the music industry who've been hardest hit by the COVID pandemic.
We've lost a lot of crew who've unfortunately had to go and get other jobs. They didn't make any money. A lot of them were self-employed. You know, they didn't get enough to live off. So they've, you know, we're going to fight to get everybody back.
When you've got crews who are not working, there's nothing they can do, and so they're almost giving up a livelihood that they've dedicated themselves to just to get food on the table. It is quite drastic.
Led by legendary West Midlands drummer Don Powell from Slade, the idea to record a version of the track, Let There Be Drums, all began with a chat at Kidderminster College.
We need to be doing something for all the crews which are out there, you know, who are out of work at the moment, and showing the students here as well that, you know, the jobs that the crews do are so important and we've got to be supporting them. It's not just about the artist, it's about everything that goes into making that artist.
Don and his band enlisted the help of 19 of the finest drummers in the UK. One of the first to sign up was another West Midlands legend, Bev Bevan from The Move and ELO.
We haven't worked in 15 months and neither has anyone else, and maybe some of the musicians can afford to be out of work, but the crew can't. They really can't. And I think, unfortunately, a lot of them have had to find other jobs.
Because of the COVID pandemic, the whole production had to be done remotely, with most of the recordings made at the drummers' own homes.
Everyone in the industry has been hammered so hard, especially the techies. You know, the guys that, you know, set the gear up, you know, put the stages on, put the lights on, all those people have suffered more than the musicians, really.
All profits from the single, which is released tomorrow, will go to We Make Events and help many of the music crews, engineers and technicians who still don't know when they'll be able to work again. Ben Sidwell, BBC Midlands Today, Kidderminster.
Well, just before we came on air, I caught up with Don Powell, formerly of Slade, who was in at the start of the idea of this special single, and Solihull-born fellow drummer Carl Brazil, who's played alongside the likes of Robbie Williams and James Blunt.
The reaction from other drummers has been fantastic. With Bev, Carl, you know, people like sort of, but all people sort of that's been aware, you know, sort of aware what's going on, and it's great. Like one of my all-time heroes is Brian Benny from the Shadows, and he's put his all in as well. It's just been a fantastic response, really, Nick.
Yeah, and just tell me, Don, how badly has your work been affected by the pandemic?
Quite heavily, really, obviously, because with the distancing rather, no crowds being allowed, and consequently concerts are being cancelled and concerts are being shelved.
And what about you, Carl? How badly have you been affected by events of the past year or so?
Well, it's affected us a lot. I tour with Robbie Williams and James Blunt, and can honestly say it's been a tough old time for the crew, everybody involved, and yeah, you know, I think a lot of people have had to find other means of work because I think the music industry has been affected the most. So it's been tough, but I'm quite positive, and I think things are going to come back soon. We're playing the patient game now, but to be involved with this with Don, who's a dear friend, is great, because to give something back to all those crew that work behind the scenes tirelessly, drivers, production people, lighting people, sound crew, those people, it governs their life normally. So for all this just to stop...
So you obviously thought it was a cracking idea when you first approached?
Yes, absolutely. I thought it was a great idea. And me and Don go way back. We're old friends, and I'd do anything for Don, he knows that. But to be involved with this is a real privilege.
It seems like all you drummers are a close band.
Yeah, we are actually. The drummers community's always been a tight network. All drummers seem to know all drummers, and there's a lot of drum events that happen all over the UK. And yeah, there's magazines and all things that bring us together. So yeah, it's a friendly community.
And Don, Let There Be Drums was an absolute monster hit in our teenage years, wasn't it?
Fantastic. 1961, Nick. I remember it's my youth club days. I remember used to be play table tennis to this, and it was before I was playing drums really, and it just floored me even then. I've never heard anything like it. It's just incredible.
And it inspired you, obviously.
For sure, yeah, for sure. I'm sure it inspires a lot of people as well, Nick. Really.
Don Powell, Carl Brazil, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nick.